This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so fine. So what we were doing, I think the other session we had a conversation on the R by 3 architecture, basic conversation on what is the idea of the R by 3 architecture, what are the various layers that are there in the architecture, and so what is the basic system, how do you log in, and kind of stuff. Today what we will do is we will get into the programming aspect, try to have a glance at what exactly the ABAP programming is all about, and what are the basic constructs. Basic constructs of programming remains more or less the same. So when we talk of ABAP, ABAP basically stands for Advanced Business Application Programming. That is what ABAP basically stands for. Advanced Business Application Programming. That is what it's a proprietary language from SAP, by SAP, for SAP. So when we are working with ABAP, we are working within the SAP space. Whatever applications are developed, all the business logic that you see in the SAP system is built in ABAP. So you can open up existing programs, standard SAP programs, and debug through it, read through it. You will be able to understand it because they are also built in ABAP. Okay, whatever SAP has built, it is also in ABAP, and whatever you are going to build, that is also going to be in ABAP. Okay, both the cases are going to be in ABAP. Now, typically, when we talk of any programming language, what are the basic programming constructs? We talk about data types, control statements, and operators. Data types, control statement, and operators. These are the three basic constructs that we follow up when we are dealing with any programming language. Never we learn. So ABAP is no exception. So what are the data types the language supports? What are the operators it supports? What are the control statements it supports? These are the basic things that we look at when we are dealing with any programming language. So let us have a glance at what exactly we have them as far as SAP is concerned. When we talk of data types, see, data type defines what kind of data you can process, what kind of data the language supports. So when we talk of data types, we come across two basic classification, that is predefined and user defined. Under predefined we have character based and number based data type. Under character based data type we have character, numerical character, date, time, and string. Character, numC, that is numerical characters, numbers stored as characters, 0 to 9, stored as characters. Then you have date, and you have time, and you have string. String again is a character data type. The character data type is static length. Okay, the data type is static length. You have to mention some length. Okay. Default length is 1 character. When you talk of num_c, this is also static length. Default length is 1 character. So you need to mention how many characters you want. Date, if you take it, is fixed length. How much? 8 characters. Date is YYYYMMDD.
Sorry to in between. So
Go ahead, ask.
Numerical character is. Can you explain a little bit on that, because I'm confused. What do you mean by numerical character?
Numerical characters. Yeah, sure. Let's see. Numerical characters is numbers stored as characters. Is suppose you take contact number. Okay. So when I take contact number, it's a 10-digit number, but I don't want to perform any arithmetic operation on it.
Okay.
Okay, if I say 450, this is integer. In quotes, if I say 450, then it is characters.
Okay, got it.
Character, all the characters on the keyboard, right? Including the numbers, special characters, everything is character. Out of that, 0 to 9, only numbers, it is stored as a separate data type. See, I will give you a visual explanation how it fits in and how it helps us extensively. In Visual Basic, suppose you are trying to create an input box to accept contact number. So we will set a validation in that input box that it should accept only numbers 0 to 9. You need to write the validation because the input box is a generic element. It's an input field. It can input anything. Okay, when you want to put in some constraint, you write the validation that okay, this field should accept only 0 to 9. Anything else if the user enters. But if you come in ABAP, declare a variable as num_c and create an input box of num_c type, it will not accept. Even if you keep hitting on the keyboard, it will not accept the numbers. You don't have to do any additional validation. If you take the data type as date, it will automatically accept only date. You try to enter any incorrect date, the validation is managed by the system. Okay, what basically SAP says is these validations and all the system will take.
So for example, if my column has a data type num_c, so for example, enter the 45A and 0, then it will not take A.
It will not accept A at all.
Okay.
If hitting on the keyboard, it will not accept. I'll show it. Okay, it will be impossible for you to enter an A into a num_c data type.
Okay.
Okay, so that way it helps. So you have character, you have numerical character, you have date and time. Date is fixed length, YYYYMMDD. Time is fixed length, hours, minutes, and seconds. String again is character, but dynamic length. Dynamic length. You can any length to the, both are character data type, C and string. When it comes to number-based data type, you have integers, you have packed decimal, and you have float. Integer, packed decimal is nothing but decimal, and we have float. This float is also decimal only. Both integer and both packed decimal and float are decimal numbers. Only the difference is that the way they are stored. Packed decimals use the normal numerical notation, whereas floating point numbers use exponential notation. Like this. Okay, floating point numbers are stored in exponential format, which gives more flexibility in terms of storing larger numbers. Okay, so that's the intention. For all business purposes, use floating. For all business purposes, use the packed decimal only. Certain cases going for using the floating point numbers. When you want to store very large number or very small number, okay, some precision is needed with the number, you use floating. Integers are whole numbers. Integers. When we talk of predefined data type, this is what we have: CNDT, string, IPF. a character, numerical character, date, time, string, integer, decimal, and float. When it comes to user-defined data type, we have structures is the most commonly used user-defined data type. As ABAP supports object-oriented ABAP, class and interface also forms a user-defined data type. Okay, structures. What is structure? Structures are group of fields referred by a common name. It's a very popular element across all procedural programming environment. Structures. Then you have class. Classes, blueprint of an object, or how do you say it? It's a collection of fields and their methods which impact the fields. An interface. Interface is a collection of, for the same thing only. It's just like a class. Only thing is that we don't have an implementation of it. So these are the user-defined data types that we can create. You can create structures. You can create your user-defined data type structures, class and interfaces. Okay. So when it comes to user-defined data type, remember one thing always: user-defined data types are built using predefined data. They don't have wild ideas as far as user-defined data type is concerned. They are still restricted by the predefined data types. That's as far as the data type is concerned. When we talk of operators, we don't have a rich collection of operators in ABAP. ABAP is very restrictive in terms of operators that we have. Arithmetic operators: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. Modulus is nothing but your percentile operator used.
Did you explain anything on user defined? Because your voice is sometimes disconnect, like it is breaking, so I did not get that.
Oh, okay. 1 minute, I'll repeat. What I said is, for user-defined data types, we have structures, classes, and interfaces. That's all. These three are the user-defined data types. Structure is a traditional user-defined data type. Your group of fields referred by a common name. Structure, it's very common in all the procedural programming languages. This class and interfaces come into picture because ABAP now supports object-oriented programming, and so you have class and interfaces getting introduced in ABAP. Otherwise, say a few years back, okay, or when OOPS was not available in ABAP, the only user-defined data type was structures. Structure is a user-defined. So what I was telling is, we should not have wild imagination with user-defined data types. User-defined data types are built using the predefined data types. So you are still in that boundary only of predefined data type. What is, when we say data type, this is the list we have. All the elements that we create fall in any one of them. Fall in any one of them. Okay. So arithmetic operators. Coming to the operators. Yeah, one more thing I want to highlight. Now, when we talk of this data type, when we go into the database, we will come across some more data types, here and there. You will see 1 or 2 additional data types, very database centric. But those data types are also internally again any one of this. You don't have anything outside of this framework. You get confused. Coming back to operators, we have operators. The most common one is arithmetic operator. A typical arithmetic operation: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. Modulus is used to get the remainder of a division. So I said percentile operator. Then we have logical operators and or not. Relational operators: less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, not equal to, and equal to. Less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, not equal to and equal to. Okay, so arithmetic equation, logical relational, these are the key set of operators that you have. Okay, these are the key set of operators that we have. So you may be thinking, what about increment operator, decrement operator? All those things are not supported in ABAP. Plus, plus, minus, minus statements are not available. Okay, this is all that we have. Then what we have? We have control statements. Control statements are more or less the same. You take any programming language, you come across two important control statements. One is decision control, that is condition based. When the condition is true, do something. If the condition is false, do something else. Decision control. The other one is loop control. Decision control and loop control. These are the two important control statements that we have. Loop control is repeatedly doing a task till a certain condition is satisfied. Right, repeatedly doing the task till certain condition is satisfied. So decision control, what are the statements we have in decision control? Which is the most famous? The if condition. If condition statement, else statement. So if and if is the most popular decision control statement we have. Same is the case in ABAP. It's a very commonly used statement. Then you have one more available called the case and the case. Okay, it's nothing but your switch case. Switch case in ABAP is referred to as case and the case. Okay. When it comes to loop control statement, you have do and do and while and while. Do and do and while and while. The for loop is not supported in ABAP. Okay, so generally that's the common question that comes up. For is a very, very efficient loop across programming languages, but you will not find it here in ABAP. Okay, because of the very nature of the ABAP statement, you will not be able to write a for loop. So for loop is not supported. Do and while and while. Actually, apart from this, there are two more loop statements. At this point, I'm not taking it up. One is select and deselect.
So do and while is we have to use together, or is the separate?
Separate. We will look at their syntax. Ask the question.
Yeah, because I did not heard anything on that one because
No, I didn't on that.
voice is disconnecting sometimes.
Do and while. These are two separate loops that we have.
Okay.
Generally, we talk of loops. There is one more very popular loop. What is that? For loop. Right. For is a very popular loop across programming languages, but that is not supported in ABAP. You only have do and the while and while. Apart from that, there are two more. One is select and deselect is a loop, and the loop and the loop also is there. But these are specific. Select and deselect works on database table, and then loop and the loop is used to works on internal table. So then you will ask, what is internal table? At this point, we don't know. That's why at this point we will not discuss it. I'm just trying to highlight that these are the two more loop control statements you have out in the ABAP space. Okay, we will come across it down the line. We will come. The generic loops are do and while and do. Generic decision control statements are if and case and else. Okay, so the control statements are the drivers of your program. When you are writing, what is a program? It's a linear collection of instructions. You are telling the system to do something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Step by step you are telling. So when you are writing a sequence of instruction, you want to deviate. You want to do something based on a check. I check a condition. The condition is true. I will do one set of steps. The condition is false. I will do another set of steps. When you have to make a choice, that is when we make use of the decision control statements. Loop controls are used when you want to repeatedly do. Now I want to do an action 10 times. So do 10 times. So the same action is repeatedly done for a given number. Or I want to do something till the condition remains true. So it will check the condition. If it is true, it will do the action. Again come back, check the condition. It will keep on doing the statement till the condition remains true. Okay, loop control statements. So data types, operators, and control statements. Data types, operators, and control statements. These are the driving force of the programming language. And what is supported as far as these three elements are concerned in ABAP is what we have listed out. Now, when we talk of an ABAP program is a collection of statements. You take any ABAP program, it's a collection of statements. Every statement begins with a keyword followed by a field of the keyword and end with a period. Okay, when you write a statement in ABAP, it will begin with a keyword, then you will have the field of the keyword, what is the action you want to do, and then it will ultimately end with a full stop, that is, it will end with a period. Begin with a keyword, followed by the field, end with a period. That is what, or that is how the statements, and especially now in the new editors that we have, ABAP editors, the keyword will get highlighted in blue color. As soon as you type the keyword, it will become blue. So the first letter will be a blue color letter, then the field. This is how you write your ABAP program. When we talk of keywords, some basic keyword with which we can do our program. So we will look at three elementary keywords: data, parameter, and write. Data, parameter, and write. The data keyword is used to declare variables. The parameter keyword is used to declare variables. Both are same, but there's a small difference. The parameter will generate a selection screen to input values. Before the execution of the program. Then you have the write keyword. Write keyword is used to generate list output. So write is the only keyword you have to generate an output. So whenever you want to print out something, you want to showcase the result. The write statement. Data and parameter are used for declaring the variable. The parameter will double up as an input variable also, because see, the other day I was telling, your presentation layer is just an input output interface. It will not process. So you cannot have statements like scanf which will stop the flow of the program. You cannot stop the flow of the program. Once you hit execute, the code will be executed in the application layer. Only the result will come back. So when the code is running in the application layer, you cannot stop it in between. Okay, we cannot stop it in between. So whatever inputs you want to give to the program should be done before the execution of the program. That is where the parameter comes in. So the parameter keyword are variable declared, but it will give a selection screen where you can input the value before the execution of the program. So data, parameter, and a write. Now if you look at the control statement syntaxes, if condition. So if is a keyword, if condition statements, else, okay, it will all come to an end with a full stop. If condition, else, statement, and if. So if, else, and if, they will all become blue. This if can be extended by writing like this also. If condition statement, else if condition statement. So this else ifs can go on. Else statement. Every if will have one else. Every else compulsory need to have the if. You cannot directly start with else. Begins with if. If and if also you can write. It's not necessary to write else. I can write a condition like this. If condition statement and if. Writing else is not mandatory, but for the
So
else,
we don't have to put the dots here on the second if conditions,
everywhere you have to put dots.
or in the statement also.
Or a statement also, everything ends with a dot. Full stop is a end of line element.
Okay.
Everywhere it's full stop. The line comes to an end, the statement comes to an end with a full stop.
Okay.
So when we say a line, it is not literal meaning line. That is, a line is not just one line. The line can go into a number of lines, but it will begin with a keyword and end with a full stop. So when I say a statement, it may be starting with some keyword and some fields of the keyword and end with the full stop. Then what is the next one we have? We have case variable full stop when value statement. It is when case when you can when others and end with the end case end case. If and if, like if and if, we have case and case. And what we have? Loop control statement. For loop control statement is do is not driven by condition. It is do number of times statement. Do number of times and return. Whereas while is driven by a condition. While condition statement. Okay, so do number of times and return. While condition and while. So if and if, case and case, do and do, while and while. This is how the blocks are formed. Okay, so you start an if, there should be an end if. You start a do, there should be an end do. You start a while, there should be an end while. You form the blocks. Now, in order to, now we know how to land up till the easy access page. From here, if I want to go to the ABAP editor, there are two ways out. One is you can use the menu path, tools, ABAP workbench, development, ABAP editor.
So we will use the ABAP editor as well as Eclipse, or
We use the ABAP editor.
we can write the ABAP code in the Eclipse also, right? They have the as what we call
Oh,
ST.
I know from where you are coming. Okay, typically, as long as you are in the ECC space, you cannot write it anywhere else. We write it only in the ABAP editor. Okay, in the S4 HANA, SAP introduced something called as the HANA Developer Studio. The HANA Developer Studio is an Eclipse-driven tool. In that tool, SAP gave the ABAP editor also. So your answer is correct. Yes, you can write your ABAP programs out there in the Eclipse editor. It's same. That Eclipse editor, I will not call it Eclipse. The HANA Developer Studio, the SC38 editor is same as what you see over here.
Okay.
Okay, it's the same editor. Same thing comes up over there. Actually, it is the ABAP editor gives you more flexibility in terms of some kind of ABAP centric syntax when compared to the Studio editor. The Studio editor was basically designed to give leverage to the developer who is working on various tools. Say you are writing an ABAP program, then you need to do some CDS view, then you need to work on some more data service, build some Java application, or you need to interact with the database. Every type of view is available in the single editor. Right?
Okay.
It is, just to forget something I know about it. Sometime I have not used the Studio editor, but your point is correct. So it's left up to the developer then to use the Studio editor or come to SC38 and use it. So you can use the menu path to navigate to the ABAP editor, or the most popular one, the transaction code. Every application that is executed in the system is associated with a T code or a transaction code. What is the T code for ABAP editor? SC38. As a developer on the ABAP system, you are supposed to know the T codes relevant to your area of work. Okay, you need not have to master all the T codes in the system. That's not going to happen. There are lakhs of T codes. You just focus on the T codes in your area of work. That is all that we are going to do. Okay, so I'll come to the ABAP editor. ABAP development will be restricted to the customer namespace. The customer namespace is limited to Z and Y programs. That's all. You can either write Z programs or you can write Y programs. Z programs and Y programs. Okay. So Z, you start with Z, then write whatever you want. Okay, I begin with Z and then I click on create. Give some title to your program. Say my first ABAP. What type of program you want to create? There are different types of programs. So we will start with creating executable programs. Executable programs are standalone programs which can get executed. If you include program or module pool program and all, it will not run. Then they have to be clubbed up with some executable component to make it run. That's executable program. Click on save.
We will see all the types later on, not now, but we will use that, right?
Yes, all these types of program has to be developed to do different things.
Okay.
As we doing things, we will come across all these different type of programs. They're all needed. All those developments are needed. When you click on save, the system is asking for a package. So at this point, I have no idea what a package is. What is a package? I don't know what a package is. The package is basically like a folder. It is used for grouping developments together. So when you are working on custom development, some custom package will be generated so that you can put all your developments in the package. The intention is very clear. It's used for grouping the developments together. Okay, so I'll put in all together. So I don't know what a package to take. So when you are not sure about the package to be taken, you can go in for local object. When you select local object, the system will allocate a package called a $10. Okay, you can go back and see. Object directory increase. See. The system has allocated a package $10.
Then afterwards, can we move from one package to another package?
Yeah, you can always change. You can
Okay.
change. You can click on change and change it. As long as you are working on the traditional ABAP developments, this was okay. Changing the package is kind of okay, action only, not a big problem. But as you go forward, creating more complex developments like a class or an interface or a WebDin component and more complex data components and all, changing package is a risky affair, because see what happens is when you create a component, the system will create 5 other things along with it.
Okay.
Okay, now today you have created one ABAP program, only one ABAP program is created, nothing else is created. But in a complex development element, lot more gets created. So when you first time select the package, all those add-ons, peripherals which got created will be saved in the package. Tomorrow, when you try to change the package, you can change the package of only the primary element which you have created. The back-end things which the system generated, you don't have a control over. So this is a common problem that happens. You may change your elements package, the others may still remain in some other package. So complex elements, identify the correct package and create it. Don't play around with the package. Simple ABAP programs and all, you can keep on changing the package. Okay, what is the significance of the package we will discuss, then we will understand.
Okay.
Why we need the package, what drives the package. Okay. This is the ABAP editor, where you can use the keyword. Suppose I want to build a program to find the sum of 2 numbers. Now you see here, when you write a piece of code, if the first character is asterisk, the line is commented. You remove the asterisk, the line becomes a normal line. Asterisk. If you put asterisk as the first character, not second. First character of the line is commented. So you can use control less than to comment. Control greater than uncomment. So the advantage is you can select a bunch of lines. Suppose I select like this. And then I say comment. Control less than. They get commented.
Okay.
Control greater than. They get uncommented. Okay. So you can comment and uncomment lines. Simple. It's as simple as the first character should be asterisk. So I need to build a program to find the sum of 2 numbers. I need to accept 2 numbers from the users. What I will do, I'll say parameter variable 1 type integer full stop. Spelling mistake. PARA parameters. The keyword turns blue. This is what I was saying. It did not turn blue. I knew there was something wrong. So keyword followed by the field of the keyword. So parameter v1 type integer is the field. I'm creating a variable v1 which is type integer and with a full stop. Parameter v2 type integer. Second. These 2 variables I want to input from the user. Data result type integer.
So this is the case sensitive or it's not case sensitive?
That is not at all case sensitive. You can put it
Because in one variable you just type this.
R E S v1 plus v2. No case sensitive. W R I T E. It's not case sensitive. ABAP is not case sensitive. Right backslash for a new line. The sum is. But whatever you put inside single quotes, they are called as constants. So whatever you put inside the single quote will be case sensitive. You put in lowercase, it will appear in lowercase. You put in uppercase, it will appear in uppercase. right? Okay, so the new ABAP editor, as I was telling, all the keywords will appear blue in color. Very easy to identify things. It's not becoming blue, you know something is wrong. You did not give a full stop. You forgot. See, the line number 23 has become red. Now you check your program, it will give the syntax error. See, statement before right was not concluded. Program is syntactically correct. So you build your program, save your program, check the program and activate. The program should be in active state. You see here it is inactive initially. The program should be in active state. So you don't worry about all these all these programs waiting for activation. You only focus on your program. So you select it will come selected. Just hit enter. Save, check, and activate. Enter. This is the action. Save, check, and activate. Okay, got it. So now you test it. What the parameter will do? It will generate. This is called as the selection screen to input values. You can input values. Execute. It will generate the sum is. This is the list output that you are looking. This is generated by the right keyword. Now see here the parameter. I have taken the field as integer. You try to enter characters in it. It will not even accept. Okay, it is not that after entering a validation is done. No, it will not accept it. So if you take a num-c data type, it will not accept the character. So 45A will not be accepted. Only 45 it will accept. Similarly, if you take a date data type, you try to give an incorrect date, it will immediately throw error. Got it? So this is the basic idea. So we are going to build up, we'll look at a bunch of programs in the coming session, but this is the basic idea. Statement, okay, keyword, field, period. So instead of writing parameter, suppose I declare 10 variables, so we say parameter 10 times. Instead of that, what I can do, I can simply say parameter colon. Colon is called a chain operator. It is used to club multiple fields to a single keyword. V1 type integer, comma. V2 type integer. So the two fields are clubbed to a single keyword. The two fields are clubbed together to a single keyword. Here also I can use it. I can say right colon. First one, new line, the sum is, comma, res. Colon operator, very, very useful. Colon. It is club multiple fields to a single keyword separated by comma. That's what a colon is. Okay, so when you look at ABAP programs, you'll always see the developer using the colon. They become so used to that even for a single line, we will write colon. It is not needed at all. It gets habituated. Colon. Used to club multiple keywords, multiple fields to a single.
So if you want to do some practice for existing session, when do we have the access to the?
This is we have to talk to David. Okay, so discuss with him and try to get an access to the system today itself, so that over the weekend you can just explore the system.
I think we already talked. We already talked to David. I think we already talked. Like I already talked to him.
Okay, then let me also talk to him. I will inform him that the server access should be made available to both of you guys. Okay, if your payments are all in place, get the server access to be made available. So once you have this same system will be given access to. I think this one or this one is just an instance difference. Server access will be given to you guys. Okay, so you can just log in, one user ID, password. It's very simple. If you have the SAP front-end GUI already with you, then you can just put the details. Okay, the details where you put it.
I don't have the front. I don't have the GUI. So
Just put in the details. If you don't have it, the mail which is shared, the email which is shared with the server details, generally will contain one access to a Google Drive. Okay, it contains one Google Drive link. If you open up that Google Drive link, it will take you to the folder in which the front-end GUI software is available. Just download it. Just download it and install it. That's it. Okay, just download it and install it. Nothing much to be done. It's a simple, it's a small software. It's not very complicated or something. It's a simple small software. It will install and the front-end GUI will be made available. Then you add on the server. Okay. So let me also talk to the team to make sure that server access details are shared. I'll tell them that you guys need server access to start practicing. Okay.
okay, thank you.
Let you guys get server access. Then we will do more programs.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Have a great weekend. So we will continue on Tuesday morning, which is Monday evening US time. Okay, Tuesday morning India time. Okay.
Okay.